It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
All right, fair enough.
It's a really cute subject.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Make it so. Here we go.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Frankly terrifying.
The aim, to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat.
I've lost money.
There'll be worthy winners
Get in there.
and valiant losers.
Could have been worse.
Will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster? This is the Antiques Road Trip. What a gas, eh? Today we're amongst the awesome orchards of Kent, in the company of a couple of experts. So well known, we'll let them introduce themselves.
Good morning, James.
Good morning, Mr. Hanson.
How are you? The sun is shining
It's lovely, isn't it?
on the chosen ones.
Yes, they were specially selected. You might even call them plump.
Oh, look at the pears, James. Look at the pears. Look at them, James. They are so well hung.
Part-time pear enthusiast Charles Hanson is at the wheel of a 1959 MGA, a time before seatbelts were mandatory.
Hip, hip.
While James Braxton's peachy ride is a 3-litre 1962 Austin Healey.
Feel that heat, Charles.
Oh, James. Oh.
Powerful.
Charles is an auctioneer from Derby with an almost forensic ability
Could be a good painting.
to unearth road trip treasure. Whilst his antique detecting buddy James from Sussex
Feel a bit like Poirot.
has a similar set of sleuthing skills, although in all their time on the road together, James has yet to be victorious at auction.
No.
380.
380.
Surely the form book must go out of the window soon.
James, we've had 13 legs together, and I think I've won every one.
Really?
Yes.
It's worth me calling for a steward's inquiry.
It's worth trying to turn the tables, actually. James, who began with £200, currently stands on £213.14. While Charles, who started out with the same sum, is a long way out in front, with £461.34.
I've got a Titanic cast on me, a task.
Oh, yes.
A Titanic task.
Yes.
I can't get my words out. It's the sunshine.
Yes, we know what you mean, James. They began in Brackley and then set off in the general direction of East Anglia. Now it'll be the turn of the county of Kent, followed by a trip towards the seaside down south, before we end up back in the landlocked middle.
Bye, Charles.
Bye,
Good seeing
James.
you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Our men of Kent, or Kentish men, will be seeing an awful lot of the Garden of England today, starting out in Tainham, close to where they grow another famous crop, the hops. You might even call it a hop spot. And here comes a treasure picker now.
Off to my first shop. I've still got 460 odd pounds, and I really intend to have another go. Find that big, impressive, sun-kissed item. I will not change my style. Have a go, Hanson, is how I play it.
So there. This area is mentioned in the Canterbury Tales, as it was once a resting spot for pilgrims. He's not one, though. He's the shopkeeper, enjoying a quiet cuppa.
Morning. How are you?
Very well, sir.
Your name is?
Alex,
Alex, good to see you. And you deal in most things here?
there's no point in specialising. Something for everyone, everyone for something.
I like your style. I like your tie as well.
See you soon.
Yes, enjoy your tea. It looks like wild winds could well have plenty to tempt Have a Go Hanson. Those don't look local, though. Ah, that's more like it.
Have some tea, bit of milk, there we go. So, Alex, this I found in the corner. It's a bit dirty. I'm not being rude, it's just a bit dusty, and that's just a good sign because actually it's all Tudrick. And the reason I like this is because it's marked for liberty. Liberty, that very important name in the early 20th century.
Priced at just £45 for all 4 pieces, including that tray.
Tudrick came in 1899 and went on until the 1930s. But do you like it?
Yeah.
So let me now see if I can find some desserts to go with it.
Super. Now, Wither James, despite his usual insouciance, Is he feeling the pressure at all?
Charles is quietly very competitive, and he's doing well. As he rightly reminds me, he's taken all the legs thus far, so I've really got to sharpen my pencil. I want to win a leg. Come on, win a leg.
Yeah, come on, James. Shake a leg, actually. And why not start in Faversham, close to the Thames estuary and the historic Standard Quay, where he has almost £215 to spend.
Hello, morning.
Hello.
Hello, James. Good to see you.
I'm Estelle.
Well, it's lovely to be back in Faversham.
Oh, thank you.
Now, may I have a look in your loft?
Of course. Mind your head.
I will.
Sage advice, Estelle.
When this building was built, Henry VIII was probably on the throne.
Well, he knew a thing or two about headroom, didn't he?
Oh, what a lovely sea breeze. I must say, it's very hot up in the Aladdin's loft up here. We got this copper green, copper oxide green, classic 1960s. It's by the famous designer Glyn College of Denbigh in Staffordshire in Stoke-upon-Trent. I've been to Denbigh. It's very close to my heart. In fact, I've even thrown a pot on the wheel. What I also like about this is the price. It's only £25. And I think you're getting a lot for £25 there. And you never know, Estelle might give me a deal.
Mind your head, James.
Estelle, I have found something upstairs.
Excellent.
A lovely Denbigh picture by Glyn College. Couldn't stop the man. They were rather fun, though, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's got a price of 25. Is it open to an offer?
You can. I will need to phone the lady because it's not one of mine.
When you ring her up, what will you say?
Oh, well, I was going to ask her best on it. What would you like me to say?
Best, I think best, but don't leave a pause. Maybe moot a figure of £15.
OK, I can do that.
He's straining every sinew.
Hello, Linda. It's Estelle here from Aladdin's Loft.
Hello, Estelle.
Hello. I've got James Braxton here with a very lovely jug of yours, which is priced at 25, and he's wondering whether your best could get anywhere near to 15.
Yes, that would be fine.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Linda. Bye.
Bye-bye.
15.
Said
Well
yes.
done.
Thanks very much, says James. Picture purchased.
Here we are. I'm going to put my prize-winning picture there. Come on, let's get going.
And he still has just under £200 left. So, while the Alston powers away, we'll get back to Tainham, where Charles is also doing a bit of powering, having just found these Chinese brush pots, 83, the two, to add to the Liberty Tudoric tray and tea set, 45 for those. But he shows no sign of stopping yet.
Alex, I've now found the silver sugar nips for the tea set. What do you think?
Wonderful
Aren't
things.
they great? They capture the great Rococo life of probably the second quarter of the 18th century. And they're charming. They are pierced and chased with this wonderful design with the shell terminals on the ends.
Ticket price £30.
I like them. And I think my last ignition today, it appears to be a hip flask. There we go. Little swig on the road, not really. But back in the day, if you were hunting or shooting, this may have been a companion, but it's too small to be a hip flask. OK, it's got this gorgeous Morocco leather on the up half with this brass sleeve that is attached still. But you open it up and you realise, actually, it's a Vesta case.
Huh. Ticket price £45.
This must be Edwardian because it's novel. The Edwardians love novelty, and of course, it's just extremely nice. And I've not seen one all my years of antiquing or being an auctioneer.
I think it could be time to strike a deal.
So how much could the Liberty tray and tea set be?
So the tea set, £20, sir.
How much?
20.
20?
Yeah.
How much could the bush pots be? 19th century. I rate that.
We'll do that for 20 as well, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. How much could the nips be?
We'll do them for 18.
That's the very best, is it?
Yeah, it's the very best.
£18.
Yeah.
And then finally, I love this little Vesta case. How much could it be?
Nice round 30.
That's great. So we add it all up then, and that makes how much?
88, sir.
£88.
Ha, crikey, 88. That's a discount of over £100.
And you know what? I'm going to save it £88 or 2 fat ladies. I will take the whole lot.
Have a go, Hanson strikes again.
Thanks ever so much.
Wonderful.
See you.
Although, despite that spree, he does still have the best part of £400 left. Not bad, eh? But let's enjoy a cessation of shopping for a little while aboard an historic pleasure craft down by the pier in Gillingham, where James has come to see the Medway Queen.
Wow.
A paddle steamer with a heroic history in the company of volunteer Mick Appleyard.
Ahoy there.
Hello, James. Come aboard and have a look at our magnificent ship.
Thank you.
The Medway Queen was built in 1924 and joined the fleet of the New Medway Steam Packet Company based in nearby Rochester.
This was a normal day trip boat. In those days, there wasn't the facilities for people going out. A lot of the local people used to come on board here with their kids. It was a day out, and they used to go over to Southend and come back. And it was the highlight of their day.
Propulsion by paddle, I always think of sort of America and the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Was it the norm?
In this part of the world, in that era, there was hundreds of paddle steamers. As time went on, they declined, but certainly there was hundreds of them.
But her days as a pleasure craft came to an abrupt halt when the war broke out in 1939. The Medway Queen was transformed into a Navy minesweeper.
The back end of the boat was cut away, which formed the deck for all the minesweeping equipment. On the front of the boat, we had a 12-pounder gun, and then on each of the paddle boxes, we had a machine gun. The boat was then repainted British Navy camouflage.
Next, in May 1940, as part of Operation Dynamo, the Medway Queen was sent to the beaches of Dunkirk with thousands of Allied soldiers awaiting rescue.
When it got across there on the first day, they was amazed at the amount of troops that was on the beaches. But because she's got a shallow draft, this was one of the larger ones that could get right into the beaches. When they was coming home, they was met by enemy aircraft, and she shot down the first of 3 enemy aircraft. Wow. Later that day, as she was passing the Goodwin Sands, she see the Brighton Bell sinking. She saved every single person on that boat, and she just made it all the way back to Ramsgate.
How many trips did the Medway Queen make to and fro from Dunkirk?
She made 7 trips in all. It's estimated that she brought 7,000 troops back, and a crew gained 7 gallantry awards, and she earned the title of the Heroine of Dunkirk.
After the war, it was back to trips to Southend until, in 1963, the ship was decommissioned. She then became a nightclub on the Isle of Wight. But the Medway Queen Preservation Society was formed to get her paddling once again. How marvellous.
It's a saga that's been going on since 1985 with volunteers by the hundreds, all giving up their time to restore the boat as she is now.
When do you hope to get it finished?
Our aim is for 2024, when she's 100 years old, to get this back in steam when we can all go across the Southend again.
It's not far away, Mick.
Exactly.
Aye, aye. Time now to venture back amongst those orchards and catch up with his chum. Still shopping and still with his eyes on the prize.
Yeah, James increasingly looks more like a farmer. And I think here, in the fruits of the forest of Kent, he might find some good pickings. I might be substantially in the lead, but the big object is always around the corner. So never rest on your laurels.
Or his fat wallet, still stuffed with almost £400, as he approaches another Medway town, Rochester. A former fortress which features in the work of Kent resident Charles Dickens, not least Great Expectations.
Do you know, this high street goes on and on. It's such a beautiful place. Rochester is, I've never been before. My first time here in my life. And this shop as well, it's called Memories. Hanson, make one. There's watches, there's coins over there, there's silver, there's everything here. And actually, just on the chest of drawers over here looks a very interesting Japanese vase, I think, full of Eastern promise. I'm going in.
Hardly mission impossible.
I've got the vase. Hello. There we go. It's a really good vase, actually. So this is what we call a Japanese baluster vase. It's made of bronze. Normally, you would expect it to be Meiji period, 1868, 1912. In fact, this vase could be Edo period. But the problem is, it's missing the bird. The bird has flipped the Rochester nest. It's probably somewhere on the channel from that way over there, I think. Hello. And that will affect value. If that was there, it could be £3,000 to £5,000. Honestly.
Well, let's see what it can be bought for.
Hello.
How can I help you, Charles?
How are you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you.
Your name is?
Brian,
Local lad?
born and bred,
I'm admiring this vase.
and it's very nice to do.
In the shop window, what's its history?
I believe it's Japanese.
Age?
I think. Age, it could be turn of the century, maybe a bit earlier.
What's a shame, it's missing this bird.
Yes, it's never been there since it's been in my hands, I'm afraid.
Really?
Really.
Has it been here a long time?
No, it only came in on Friday.
Excuse me?
Friday. It's very fresh to the trade.
I can't see a price. How much?
It's £85.
And the best you could do on that?
For you, Charles, it could be 55.
Really?
It could.
And I will say, going.
Gone.
Sold, Bryant.
Quick work. Now, back to the Kent countryside and back behind the wheel. Not to mention the Austin Healy.
Tonight, do you fancy a crumble?
Yeah, I'd love a crumble. You get on the crumble and I'll do some sort of savoury tart.
Perfect. James, I mean it. We
Please.
can't leave Kent without enjoying the fruits of Kent's labour.
I know. Mother Nature.
Hip, hip,
Hooray!
hooray!
Nighty-night. And then there was one. Perhaps James is having a bit of a lie-in this morning.
I'm up with a lark and this sun is shining. You just feel like the fruits of the English country garden here in Kent are ripening. And I can't wait to see James. James, where are you?
Yes, where is he? He's got his work cut out, having acquired only a Denby vase yesterday.
You never know. Estelle might give me a deal.
She did! And he has almost £200 left to spend today. While Charles was spendy McSpend himself, acquiring a Liberty tea set and tray, some sugar nips, a Chinese vase, some brush pots, and a flask-shaped Festa case.
And I've not seen one all my years of antiquing or being an auctioneer.
And after all that, he still has just under £320 in his wallet.
I've got to spend wisely and don't be a fool. Money for fools soon part. Is that the phrase? Money seems to part fools. Fools, money. How's it go?
I think that's near enough, Charles. Today's treasure seeking will once again be entirely within the confines of Kent, starting out in the village of Lenham, on the River Len, at Corner House Antiques. Plus, our first sighting of James Braxton this morning.
I can smell something delicious and I'm absolutely famished. Fish and chips. Let's get involved.
What, for breakfast? Oh, well, what do antiques experts march on after all? And while they get battering, he can do a bit of browsing.
Hello.
James,
Hello, good to see you again.
you too.
May I come up?
Absolutely.
Still has just under £200 to spend, remember?
Oh, what's in there?
And much to buy.
Like that.
Seems decisive too. Perhaps it's the takeaway.
Fabulous. Just in time. Look at that. Ooh. I'll quickly have a chip. Yummy. Now, I've managed to find some fabulous items. The nation is baking again, and these are loaf tins. And my goodness, they are loaf tins. The Braxton weight test, these certainly pass. And they've obviously baked and baked and baked and baked for little loaves. That's absolutely perfect. £18 on those. The next item is quite unusual. You'd normally associate something like this for writing or office work, but no, this one is for spices. a very old spice box. We've got the grater. I don't think it's the original one because it doesn't fit. And that would be for nutmeg. Nutmeg was a great spice of old. We got ginger, we got mace, all japanned.
The term japanning comes from the application of an enamel-like paint which imitates Asian lacquerwork.
I'll open the ginger one. Not only can I smell ginger, but I can see ginger. There we are. It's rather nice. And the price tag on this, oh dear, but I think I can get it cheaper.
A spicy £70, eh? What about the rocker?
Let's get the chair, otherwise I'll be bending down. Let's get it in its full glory. I'll just put those on top of there.
Yeah, just hope the chips don't go cold.
Chairs are to be used. This one has obviously been used, but it's been so well made it survived. Now these are called lath backs. In old buildings like this, there's a timber frame building. To support the plaster between the timbers, you have laths, which are split bits of wood, woven like fencing. They're put in to key in your plaster. This is all beech. And then you've got a lovely seat, which is elm, the mighty trees of the hedgerow that disappeared. And then just to, you know, further the whole thing is you've got beech back legs there, a bit thrifty because beech is cheaper. And then you start going into ash. And you've got this lovely front leg, this lovely grain of ash, and it's a rocking chair. The price is a big ticket item. It's over £100. I'm hoping to get it just under £100. So the better the buy, the greater the profit.
Time to talk to Lynn.
James.
Lynn, I like these items. They're great fun, aren't they? And I wonder if I could sort of throw some money at you, maybe in a package format. I know part of it's going to have to be these two. They're £9 each. But that's quite interesting with the spice boxes.
Mm-hmm.
£70, remember?
And the chair. How much was the chair?
125, I think I had on there.
125. Could you do 140?
150?
Can we go in the middle at 145?
Yes, go on then.
145. That's really kind.
Thank you, James.
you.
Certainly is. The rocking chair is now £90, the spice tin's £37, and the bread tin's still £18. Not forgetting those, of course. Bye-bye, James. Bon appetit. Time now for a bit of an in-depth look at the produce which has made the county famous. Close to the village of East Malling, where Charles is taking a well-earned break from antiquary to visit the East Malling Research Station, home to the science of fruit production. Operations Director Ross Newham.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
So Ross, when did it all start?
Back in 1912, there was a meeting in Maidstone, the nearby town, to talk about the challenges that the fruit growing industry were having at the time. And they had two options. One was to do trials themselves and share the results, but they weren't scientists, they were growers. And option two was that they would put their hand in their pocket, buy some land, employ some proper scientists and undertake some robust science.
Fruit growers had seen what scientific rigour had done for cereal production in the 19th century and didn't want to fall behind. And the East Malling and Wye Fruit Experimental Station soon came up with some incredible results.
100 years ago, we were looking at something like 4 to 7 tonnes per hectare of apples, and now 40 to 70 tonnes per hectare. So something like a tenfold increase through new varieties, new training systems, fertilisers, huge number of different advances.
Malling has become a name recognised throughout the world for its root stocks because an apple tree is never actually grown on its own roots. Instead, a cutting is grafted onto another tree. And from the beginning, the scientists here set about collecting and cataloguing root stocks.
So here we've got laboratory books A1 and A2. So these are the very first lab books from 1913. And they document how we were obtaining and where we were obtaining the rootstocks from. So we've got the date that they were obtained, when they were planted, how they were categorised, and then eventually it says which type they were, which we then named and re-released to the industries. Wow. And at its heyday, probably 85–90% of the global apple production was grown on rootstocks which came from here.
In order to make an even closer study of these roots, The East Malling scientists decided to construct glass-lined trenches to observe them below ground.
Ross, I can't believe where we are now. From the sunny side up there to now what feels like a bunker. What happens in here?
We're 6 feet underground, soil level is up here, and we can look at roots in real time, things like carbon sequestration and climate change, how plants are going to pull down carbon, lock them up in the soil for future generations, which is what we really need for some of the environmental mitigation for the future.
Why have we got red lights in here?
Well, plants respond to different wavelengths. If all of this was bright white light, which is the full spectrum of light, when we lifted these up, the roots would go away from the windows. But we're kind of tricking the plants here, so just using the red lights, we can observe what's going on, and the plant doesn't know that we're having a secret look at it.
Pretty much all aspects of fruit production have, over the years, been influenced by Malling research, not least in breeding new, more disease-resistant varieties of soft fruit.
Hello.
Hello, Charles.
And your name is?
Trevor.
Hello, Trevor. What are you doing here?
So we're looking at ways of growing strawberries more efficiently, both from an economic point of view and from an environmental point of view.
The strawberries look beautifully plump. The varieties in here are quite extensive, are they?
This is Malling Champion, which is probably one of the most widely grown commercial varieties. And as you've observed, yes, it produces a very nice strawberry that travels and stores well, but also tastes delicious. And one of the things I'm doing today is measuring light levels to look at how efficient the leaves are at absorbing the sunlight. So just on the floor here, we've got a sensing device, if you'd like to pick it up.
Yep. Yep, got it.
The long sensor is for measuring the light level in the canopy.
Up here.
That's it. We're going to push that in amongst the leaves.
OK.
So just horizontally, that's
like
it.
That?
Yeah, just so it's underneath some of the leaves.
Yeah.
And turn it, and then the little sensor you've got in your other hand, so if you'd like to hold that up, that measures the ambient light. So that's measuring the sunlight coming in, and this one is measuring the light that's going past the leaves.
Yes.
And you should see two numbers on the screen there.
567.
Yeah.
Ambient light, and 182 in the...
That's it. The canopy is absorbing about 4/5 of the light at the moment,
good.
or about 80%.
That's good, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, the light seems good.
Yes.
Is that now my cue to have a taste of strawberry?
I'm sure we can find some strawberries, but you've got a bit more work to do yet.
right.
We need to measure all these first. I'll just go and have a cup of tea, and I'll come back in an hour or so when you're done, shall I?
Right, better get going. See you later, Trevor.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
With his head for figures, just the man for the job.
385 at 189. Sorry.
No rush. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the county, James is busy trying to scoot off that deep-fried breakfast.
Lovely thing about Kent, it's very rolling hills. You've got a bit of downland here, and the lovely thing on the scooter is that you go downhill. Not all of it is uphill.
He'll be closely following those Kent contours then, towards the edge of the Weald and Chart Sutton, his final shopping destination.
All the way from Canterbury. Oh, it looks as though I've beaten Charles. Great.
Yes, his old china plate will be along directly. But meanwhile, amongst the abundant plant life, because there's also a garden centre here, antiques are to be sought. Still has over £50 left to spend here, remember?
So I've got two items. I've got a rather nice, I think they would call traditionally towel rails. This is simulated to look like bamboo. It's not bamboo.
Ticket price, £38.
If I had to date this, I'd date it to the late 19th century, Japanese aesthetic associated with artists like Whistler. There was a newfound love of the Orient, which was to do with the opening up of Japan.
From Japan to preserve pan.
It's made of copper. Copper is a fabulous conductor of heat and also electricity, and it's been beautifully made. And then they got some thumping great brass handles on it, and they're big enough to hold. It's got a price of £58.
Time to talk to Carol.
So I found this fellow, which I imagine it's one of those sort of drying towel rails, isn't it?
It's faux bamboo.
Faux bamboo,
Yeah,
you see.
yes.
Faux bamboo. Reminds me of a song.
What do you call these?
Well, I would call it a lovely old jam pot.
Jam
What do you
pot?
call it? Yeah.
I think you're right. When I picked it up, it felt quite heavy.
Yeah, it's got a lovely bit of weight to it.
Music to his ears.
Price-wise, Carol, you got 38 on that. Could that be near 20 or something?
I could do 25, James.
25 on that?
Yeah.
What about the preserve pan?
And that is 58.
35?
40.
40.
Yeah, 40 is good.
But I love the towel rail.
Yes.
Bamboo Braxton's going with
You're
the bamboo.
going to go with the bamboo.
Bamboo bag then. And just in time, because Charles has now turned up with over £300 still at his disposal.
There you are. Been looking for you.
The aroma of these.
Are they pansies?
Pansies.
What an amazing place. Are they sweet peas over there or foxgloves?
Neither.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with, where's a label? I've got one. A. A flower.
Acer.
No.
Apple.
No.
Agapanthus.
No. I've never heard agapanth. Are you making it up?
No, it's a sort of flower.
And I'll give you a clue. It's not azaleas.
Allium.
Nope. I'll give you a clue. They're £2.29.
Alpine.
Alpine!
That's a group of things.
It's not. It's a flower.
No, it isn't.
Maybe stick to the antiques, green fingers.
Alpine's a category.
It's not. Alpine's £2.29. You know, and if you're not careful, you'll be left with £2.29.
Yeah, it could be, but yeah.
Exactly.
You all
Look,
spent
Pete's
up.
got it.
Come on, you're all spent up.
I'm almost. Come on.
Oh, well, there's little chance of him going bust just yet, that's for sure. Now, oh my, what's going on? What will he dig up? A wig?
This beautiful little disc box, probably made, it appears to be some sort of tree. It could be a mahogany. And that roundels typically Regents. You got a crack there, but you know me, I like the old crack. But you open it up like so. On the inside, really remarkably, this could have come from maybe a country house, because on the inside are these octagonal waxed seals in red. And of course, a noble gent or a gentrified family have put their seal markers down and their coronets. And what we could do to really add weight, if I buy this, is to find out who these wax seals are for. Because that box's period is 240 years old, it's history. The lid goes on like so. I like that.
Ticket price, £15.
Also, sing alongside it. It's called a file, P-H-I-A-L, I think. A file is essentially what a lady back in the Georgian times, so Georgian pre-1830, would have taken this to maybe Maidstone, to a perfumery, and she would have decanted her perfume into her travelling scent bottle. What's remarkable is it's got its original stopper. You'll see the facet cutting on the gilt work is very much in style of the 1790s, so it sits very well with my sugar tongs.
Ticket price, £37.
That's a gorgeous object. I'm thinking what I might do is put the two together with my hip flask, which is my Vesta case, and make my famous threesome and say, come on, boys and girls, let's go to auction and keep up the stampede. Come on, Mr. Braxton, catch us if you can. No, I know he can't. No, I know, we're well ahead. Keep smiling.
Time to talk to Trevor.
Hello, Charles. How
What
are
a
you?
glorious day.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
So, if I bought these two,
Yeah.
so what's the absolute best they could be together?
I'm pretty sure she had 32 on the scent bottle.
Right.
And 15 on the seal box.
Which makes
47.
47.
altogether, yeah.
And what's the absolute best? So
she's a very reasonable dealer, this one. I think she'd probably take 30 for the two if you bought them both together.
I'll put my arm out and say, going.
Gone.
Sold. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Charles.
So, cash in the flower pot, please. And it's time for Bill and Ben to get going again.
Can you really carry that over your shoulder?
Of course I can.
But why? I put it in the boot for me. I don't mind helping you out.
Do you? Really?
Yeah.
No, you'll
Fine.
sell it.
OK.
I'm away, Charles.
All shopped up and ready for auction. Well, almost.
Bit wibbly wobbly.
Just balance left a bit.
Bit of...
James, you're leaning too far left. Right.
Shut eye, please. Avast, landlubbers, because once again, on auction day, they've gone all salty.
Talk about naval dockyards. Portsmouth doesn't get any bigger.
Exactly. How are you feeling?
All right, I'd like to gain a bit more money. I still feel
Yeah.
you're slightly within my grasp.
Is there anything you think that might take off in the auction?
Possibly the rocking chair.
That's a good thing.
Do you think so?
That's a good
Am I leading myself up for the most terrible
It
call?
might give a
Aren't
bit of
I?
a rocky seasick feel here.
A rocky.
The wind's blowing.
After collecting in Kent, our artefact acquisitors have set sail for the south coast, where their buys have ended up in Essex, to be auctioned at Stacey's of Rayleigh, selling behind closed doors, both on the net and on the phone. James parted with £170 for his 5 auction lots, while Charles spent a tiny bit more, £173, on his 5 lots. Let's hear what online auctioneer Paul Stacey reckons might prosper.
Very interesting little Vesta, yes, I feel very confident with that. Also coming with a Lignum Vita little box with a couple of seals in. Nice little objects of virtue. Spice tin, nice to see with a complete interior. Even got the nutmeg grater with it as well. A 19th century collectible, do well.
Sounds like something might fly. Let's find out.
Shall we set sail?
Yeah, OK.
And...
walk the plank. Go.
First under the hammer is James's Denby vase.
This could turn a big number.
£15 is the opening bid.
The walls are waiting.
18 is
18.
bid. Internet bids at 18.
Come on.
Come on.
Give us some energy, man.
£18 last time.
It's not a good omen.
Yeah, but it's a small, graceful profit.
Nicely put, Charles.
It's OK, but it isn't very good.
Charles's turn now. His sugar nips.
Do you use nips at home?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't take sugar, Charles.
Don't you? Oh, well, that's a good point.
Already we have £25 on the
25.
internet. 30 now bid. 30 I've got. Nice shape these. £30. £40 is bid.
40
That's
pounds.
very good, isn't
I've
it?
got
Come
now.
on.
£40. 45.
One more.
Telephone at the moment.
Telephone bid.
45 is the bid. Move on that. 50 now. Still on the phone at 50.
Very good. These nips were made for walking.
55.
He's running out of steam,
55
Charles.
now.
That's
Anyone
okay.
else? Last
I'm over the
opportunity on
moon,
these.
James.
The hammer's up.
55.
I'm about to sell at £55 then.
Royal Britannia.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, James. Good result. I'm very happy about that.
Sure he is. Clear water already.
55. Well, that's a real profit.
Or bread, as we used to say in the 60s. Now James's tins.
We have an opening bid online of £10.
Come on.
£10.
Come on.
£10 on this. 12
Bake
is
off.
bid. 15 now.
50. Come on.
15 is
We
bid.
need 50.
Come on.
15 now. At 15
Come
pounds.
on.
There we
Come
go.
on. The bread.
2 tins. We sell at 15.
Well, that was a
15.
crumbs.
They were crumbs.
The cupboard was bare, I'd say.
Do you prefer wholemeal or white?
I don't know. It depends on the mood.
Charles's brush pots are next. Who's online for those, we wonder?
£20 to start.
Brilliant.
25.
Come on.
£30 on commission.
How much do you pay, Charles?
20.
35 is bid. £40.
That's good.
40.
Keep going.
Online at the moment.
That's double
25,
money.
still
Keep going. Keep
That's
going.
good, isn't it?
Brush pots we're selling. There they are.
Paint a picture.
£5. Last opportunity.
One
for
more.
bidders on this one. The hammer's now up at 45.
I'm very, happy.
good. Oh, Charles.
I'm very happy, James.
Congratulations.
45. Get out of here.
A cracking profit yet again. Now to Japan, or Japanese style at least. James's clothes dryer.
We have an opening bid of 12, 15 now. Internet's moving
Come on.
now. At 15, £18 is bid.
Keep moving.
And £20
Come on.
now. And 25 is bid.
Great.
£25. Any advances now? That's where we are at the moment. £25.
Come on.
Come on.
Last
Come on.
opportunity now.
Close the rail.
I'm about to sell at 25.
Come on. Iron it out. 25. It's...
Charles.
Yeah.
Faux bamboo fails to fly online.
It was an inspired find.
It was a nice find.
Charles's vases next. Proper Japanese. But word is, the bird.
This has real legs to either run or sink.
We're straight in internet bids at 45.
Come on.
The
45.
advance is at
Come on.
45.
Come on.
Don't say.
Last opportunity
I'm gonna lose a
this one
tenner.
then, 45.
Come on.
Hammer's up.
Lost £10.
No.
James, if you don't gamble...
Quite. Worth a go, though.
The quality to me was sensational.
I know, but the market didn't think that.
Let's rock. Can James's biggest spend get him back in the game?
Shall we say about £30?
Come
on.
Surely.
Oh, no.
30 anywhere. It's
moving.
20, I've got £30, there we are. We got there, £30 is the bid.
No. Come
on.
Internet bid at 30, move
No.
on that if you want it. Last opportunity
Come on.
this one then.
Travesty.
Don't say it.
Sell at 30.
Don't say it. He said gone.
He did. Someone's got themselves a very nice bit of history on the cheap. With Charles's group of 3 collector's items to follow.
Do you wear scents? I mean, do you like... No. Don't you wear scents? No. Why not?
The natural smell of man.
You being serious?
Earthy. I'm sort of earthy. There we are.
Okay.
I'm straight in, internet bids.
20.
£45,
Come on.
45.
45.
We're on the internet at the moment, £50 now bid. At 50,
Wow.
Come on.
bids as well.
Cost me
50
60.
At 50 now, your turn now. 55 on the phone. At 55
Oh,
against
no.
the internet. 60 now.
Come on,
At
£60.
60. 65 now.
Oh, well done.
Well, it's only a small profit. Come on.
65. Are we all done?
Strike it, sniff it,
Fair warning online.
stamp it. Sold.
Phew, just got away with it.
So far, so good.
James's spice tins are next online.
You open up the dome cover.
Yes.
Inside, nutmeg grater.
You're joking.
Not the
Oh,
original.
that's rare.
Not the original.
Oh, right. That's a shame.
Commission bids at £40.
Great. Profit.
40 I've got at 45 and 50 still on commission.
Amazing.
55.
55. It's growing.
Brilliant.
Charles.
Time at 55 then.
Charles, I'll take that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, James's best return today.
You are getting hot, hot, hot.
Which brings us to the beverage. Charles's Tudoric tea set and tray. Surely a profit awaits.
Liberty to me means freedom, which means
It is.
victory. Come on, Hanson.
Go on, victory.
£20.
Straight away, internet's running. 65 now is bid. At 65 now, internet.
Aye, sailor.
At 75,
That's good, Charles.
80,
That's good. Can't believe it.
85,
Come on.
90, still
Wow.
going. £95. 95,
Tip the ton.
100,
Tip the ton.
100. The hammer's up. I'm about to sell then at 100.
Well done. Congratulations.
It made
Charles.
what?
£100.
What do you call 100 inside? Is that a monkey or you call it
Ton, isn't
a
it?
ton? A ton.
He's tipped it nicely.
What a great auction for you.
Yeah, but James,
Some solid results.
it's a funny old game.
I think I need to smarten up my act. I need to get a proper jacket on. This is your lucky jacket.
That's it, yeah.
His blazer of glory. James began with £213.14 and after auction costs made a bit of a loss. So he's now down to £160.40. While Charles, who started out with £461.34, made, after costs, a very big profit, taking him even further in front with £542.54. How does he do it?
Now careful, there's lots of water around
I'll
here.
wash the water. Take care.
Bye.
Next on Antiques Road Trip,
Excellent.
Tiger Tales,
I think he's great.
Bear Facts,
Isn't that beautifully modelled?
and Cow Pats.
Ah! Ah, no, there's poo. There's poo on the road. I've got my white trousers on.